Hey Ranters, welcome to another episode of Rant Time. I hope you guys are just as stoked as I am about the new remake of the biggest horror thriller movie from the 90s. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about It. In this short video, I'm going to throw a few thoughts about what I like most about the 90s version of It and what made it scary for me, touch a little on the new trailer as well as the original. Again, the originals was from the 90s, and just like The Simpsons said about the Halloween movies, maybe people were just easier to scare back then. With that being said, I remember how everyone was talking about how this movie messed with their childhood. One of the biggest quotes said by Tim Curry as Pennywise that I remember and still use to this day is,
"Oh yes, they float, Georgie. They float."
So let's get stuck into this video. What was it about the 90s version that I liked? For me, it was all about the adventure. I love adventure movies. Goonies, Back to the Future, Bill and Ted. It's when you get a group of friends and take on something far out of your control. With It, you dealt with bullies, then something completely different on a whole new level. It was entertaining and had an element to it that made you wonder, if it was me in that situation, what would I do? And let me ask you this question, if it was you in that situation, what would you do? I suppose the part most people want to discuss is Tim Curry as Pennywise the dancing clown, which is a bit of an odd name as you never really see him dance. But honestly, I don't believe they could have got anyone better. Tim Curry nailed that role. My favourite scene was the library where Pennywise trolls Richie, and I mean he really trolls the crap out of him and releases balloons full of blood that just explode everywhere. No one else seems to be able to see it though, so it makes the film a little bit crazy. It's got some awesome elements that, I haven't really seen in films nowadays. Hey, and let's not forget about the part where Pennywise climbs up the lamppost in a photo what the kids are looking at, and then just starts going completely grievous on them. He just starts threatening them in every way. So let's just conclude this one section. Tim Curry did for Pennywise what Michael Keaton did for Beetlejuice. They created characters that would never ever be forgotten. Guys, when you hear the name Beetlejuice or It, what's the first thing that comes to mind? It's either Beetlejuice the character and Pennywise the clown. So let's talk about the new dancing clown It and why I'm not too keen on this new Pennywise. This is based on the look of the new Pennywise from the trailer and snapshots. To me, he looks dark, demonic, evil, but also simple and a bit stupid. Let's face it, if a kid laid eyes on him looking like that, the kid is going to scream, cry and guaranteed to run home. At least in the older version, you can kind of see why kids wasn't scared of the clown and why it was so easy for Pennywise to capture them. While there are some similarities, I'm not too keen on the look of the new Pennywise, but don't forget, this is just a trailer and I'm sure there are parts we haven't seen, unless this is one of them trailers that show all the best parts like most of them bloody do. But from what I've seen about the way he looks, his character doesn't seem to have a comedic look about him. But this could be a dark film where a clown isn't funny, although the first thing that pops into my head is jump scares and sinister music. While the original Pennywise looked more approachable and acted friendly towards his prey, his overall appearance was that of a complete clown. The laughter, joking and gags, we didn't really see his evil or dark side straight away. Instead, he built up fear inside his prey, bit by bit, making them more fearful of him. This is another aspect of what made the 90s version so cool. It would have been easy for Pennywise to just kill them all. Instead, he breaks them down bit by bit, making them feel like he's an unstoppable opponent, and you kind of feel that watching it. While we're still talking about the new Pennywise, let's address the dress, no pun intended. There are a few pictures floating around the internet where Pennywise is wearing a very old school clown outfit that looks more like a Victorian dress. You get that feeling like it's part of the Insidious movie look. But what do you think? Do you prefer the old Pennywise look or do you prefer the new Pennywise look? Let us know in the comments. The new trailer. So the new trailer shows a very similar story to part 1 of the original version, where it starts with Georgie chasing a paper boat while the rain is pushing it towards the storm drain. And then pow! Georgie knocks himself out by running into a warning bollard. This scene just made me laugh. How can you add that into the trailer? It just kind of set the tone where I'm laughing more at that scene rather than the rest of it. Anyways, shortly after Georgie's boat gets pulled into the drain, he looks in to see if he can see the boat. Boom! A small jump scare pops up and we finally get to see our first sightings of it, but he really looks evil looking. You telling me a kid will stay there after seeing him, let alone stay and talk to him? This gives me the feeling that this film might have a completely different approach to the original. While Tim Curry's Pennywise was funny and trollsome, Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise might be dark and demonic, giving this new film a completely different twist. If you guys haven't watched the trailer, I will leave a link in the description for you to do so. I highly recommend you guys watching the two-part It from the 1990s. If anyone has read It, the Stephen King book from 1986, drop a comment below and let me know if it's worth a read. If you like this video, why not show us some love by liking, sharing and subscribing to this channel so we know to bring out more content like this. So guys, I will see you in the next episode of Rant Time.